Good evening traders, it's Simon here with the weekly review, and we start again with the DXY and the US dollar index. So the DXY last week we did suggest it would move up. We was concerned about the 97.5 level. We have broken above that, but obviously we still not made a higher high yet, and we're still just moving up to the recent highs now. Obviously this is the reason why I got out of my dollar Swiss short position, which I obviously got out last week. So this week at the moment we're just again going to see what happens. Doesn't give me much confidence here. I don't want to buy it now. Well, this looks like you might want to buy it. We look at the pairs out itself in general. There's not much really I like about most of the pairs. The dollar index as well, if I highlight this for you again, although we made a higher, we're still within this two-touch trend line. This could be the third touch. And if we break out of this one, we've got to break this high as well before we start really saying we're in a bullish territory again. So for the moment, hands under the bums at the moment, just sit and wait to see what happens, and we'll move on to the other pairs. So the Australian dollar looks like it's powered up and gapped in a positive way for the Aussie over the weekend. If you notice here, the price is 687 and the price here is 690, so we've definitely gapped up 30 pips already. Which means it will gap up higher there. Where does this leave us at the moment? Well, it leaves us really at the moment in no man's land. The reason why that is, got a bearish engulfing candle to the downside. I know RSI is at 0. I know it's bullish MACD divergence. We have broken the key level now, and you can see we're at the recent lows of here back in 2016. So what my concerns are now really is, are we going to break this level, or are we going to move back up? Now, you look at the dollar index to see what really is going to happen. But at the moment, I don't want to go short or long, because shorting it now is like shorting the bottom. I'd rather, as you know, a break and retest, confirmation of the direction. So looking now at the euro dollar. If you notice now, we're still within this weekly range. Hasn't really done anything this week. Just moved back down again. When you look at the daily chart here, we had got this this test of the daily 50. I was concerned again on the 4-hour chart for that, which I'll show you what happened. We had a nice clean break and retest of this 4-hour 50 EMA. Put a lower and put a lower high, and double top pattern the 1-hour chart, then it broke back down again. So if you sold there, that would have been a good confirmation to sell, to get a short position out of that, which would be an excellent trade to take and a high probability trade. Like I said, you've got to look for the best opportunities as they come up, not just, oh, I think something, and ignore everything else. So like I said, we took a small trade there, obviously avoiding the 1.119 area. But that's the way trading goes sometimes. So now let's look at the pound dollar. Now, we did suggest the pound had moved down. It's bearish, and it carried on its bearish sentiment. Obviously, I've not gotten this trade. I was in on the other trade, the pound Aussie short, which looks like it's gapped nicely in my favour as well. That has. So here at the moment, I'll be looking now for some form of pullback at some point to the daily 50 EMA. If I get some rejection around 1.27, as you can see, once, twice, maybe 3 times there, but definitely this area here now is what I'm looking for to take a position long on pound dollar. But I have to have some more confirmation. At the moment, there's nothing there for it. If you come down to the 4-hour chart here, and you'll just see a bear trend is just formed there. It's just moved down. It's definitely bearish. There's nothing you can say more about that. And we're now waiting for some bullish confirmation on the lower time frames, just to take it back up a little bit. We can get a few pips out of it that way. Maybe get 1 or 2% on the account. Notice how the 1-hour 50 MA is also is not being retested as well at the moment. So now going on to some of the other dollar pairs, we got Kiwi dollar. Again, it hasn't broken out this downward sloping trend line, which we highlighted a few days ago. So again, if you're at another key level here, if you start seeing some bullish confirmation here, maybe a small trade up to the upside is possible there as well. But again, you have to wait for your confirmation. This is a bear trend, and you just want to wait for that confirmation. You might get a small few pips up. That'd be quite nice. Nothing there to be said at the moment. It's the same as last week. Haven't broken the downward sloping trend line, so at the moment it's in full bear mode at the moment. And before we go any, it's got to break up the downward sloping trend line to even give a remote possibility of going long. So now looking at dollar CAD, we said last week is an absolute mess. Don't bother trading it. And looking at some of the Facebook groups, people have been buying this and thinking it's a buy, blah blah blah. Like I said, look, let's just zoom up here very very quickly. Yeah, that is a mess. It's like someone put candles up their nose, sneezed them all out, and that's where they've landed. Price has not moved anywhere at all for over 2 weeks now. Don't bother trading it. Just leave it. It's actually a month that is. Sorry guys, it's a month now that is almost. Don't bother trading it. Wait for the break and retest properly. Wait for it to move properly. There's no point in trading it. You're going to hold positions, get slapped around a few times, and you're going to lose. Especially when the dollar's in its situation as it is. Hence why I've gone for like Swiss yen long, pound Aussie short, pairs that are slightly a little bit different, where they give you the movements you need. Dollar Swiss, another example. Now I was concerned about trading into this key level here, and you can see what's happened now. We've not moved nowhere at all, and on the lower time frame all it's done is moved up to the 4-hour 50 EMA, which, to be quite honest, is not particularly the best thing in the world if you was going to go long around this area here. You need some form of break and retest this 4-hour 50 EMA, and a break and retest of that would actually confirm break and retest of this 1.0 one area, so it links these highs in as well. So like I said, for this one, just wait to see what happens. It may break down to the downside. If the dollar gets weak, definitely will do. If it does break down to the downside, there's a little flag up, then back down again we go. So that's the things you're going to have to keep an eye on if you're going to hold these trades longer. And these are the traps where people will get trapped into trades and they lose trades again. Like when it was here, people were going short all the way up here, people going short, bang, 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 all the way, it kept going up, and people were blowing their accounts left, right and centre. I sold here at the top. That's what I do. At the moment, I'm not confident in buying or selling here. I just don't like it. I'll wait for the breakout of this downward sloping, upward sloping trend line, sorry, and then I'll take a short there afterwards. So something you could say, if we get a breakout down here, for example, you can get that, and you can definitely target something like that again. I mean, that's too small for me with the stop I've got. So be something like that, and maybe even that later on, depending what happens as the market moves forward. But they're the kind of things I'm looking at. Dollar yen, just in the middle of nowhere. This is just yen weakness, is weakening off. If you look at other yen pairs, let's say for example, let's look at pound. You know how bad the pound was. Even the pound was kind of slowing that down a little bit. And Swiss yen, obviously, or euro yen as well, has got some good structure there in place on its key level here. Definitely double bottom pattern there. So it looks like the euro yen may go up as well. So there's some buying activity there. So the dollar yen itself, personally, I don't have much confidence in it. It is in the middle of nowhere, nothing great. I think you missed a run to start with, and you are going to start trading this daily 50 EMA, which has been tested once there and a bit in the past as well. So just bear that in mind. One other pair I will look at though, and that is the stock markets. So for me personally, the sp500, for me this is a good short position here now. It's definitely been trending up the daily 50 EMA. And if you notice over the long period of time, especially in this screenshot here over the last year or so, the daily 50 EMA has been respected quite nicely. Now we broke down nicely and we've come back up for a retest, which is very, very nice to see. On the intraday price, you'll actually see a Fibonacci pullback of almost 618, which is nice to see as well. If we show you that Fibonacci pullback, you also got the 4-hour 50 EMA, this downward sloping trend line. This here looks like it's now about to start to reverse onto the downside again. And if you look at the 1-hour chart, you can see here the bearish volume is quite high there. I know this volume going up is obviously quite high as well. That is peak time for Friday afternoon, and this isn't really the volume on this magnitude this time doesn't normally happen. So for me personally, there is some form of bearish pressure coming to the market there. If you just put your stops in the correct positions and cover yourself properly, that's always an option. Again, with the US 30, we did suggest we could actually have a bearish confirmation there. It's moved down, it's now come back up again. The volume is starting to pick up in this candle, so if there's any bearish confirmation on the lower time of the US 30, let's have a look. Double top pattern, volume picked up on the way down again. It has, again, it's almost the same story. The volume picked up on the way up, but notice how the volume was higher on the way down at the very end of play of the day. So for me personally, I am interested in that. Looking to take a short position here. This suits me down quite nicely. You could just put an order here, put your stop there, and you'll target something like that there. So you can target a 3.5% trade there. And if you believe the higher time frames here, let's go to the weekly chart here. If you believe that this triple top pattern is going to play out, There's your lower low. You may get a decent pullback down here as well somewhere, maybe as far down as these highs here. Again, who really knows where we're going to go with this at the moment. Let's take a look at the monthly chart. Again, you'd be this area here I'd be looking at, was especially the monthly 50 EMA. Notice how the monthly 50 EMA there. So you definitely get down to 224, for example. Let's plop that in, see what that comes up to, so you see what it looks like. There you go. You can get a 7% trade there just by placing an order, set and forget and leave it. Maybe put your stop there higher. You may want to do something like that. Put your stop there, or place the trade to start with, something like that there. And there's your trade there, targeting the weekly 50 EMA, 8% trade there. So they're the things you can look for on this kind of market here, this trade here. I think they're quite significant there. Again, look at the ftse 100 as well. It does look like we're breaking down bit by bit. Again, we're broken down this daily 50 EMA again. So I'm just looking for a move down. Once you have this move down to test this daily 50 EMA, this 7300 level, we just go here again. Your Fibonacci is all about the same. So all the stock markets are showing the same thing. That's something I am looking at. And a little recap on gold, because we was waiting for a pullback, and what's happened is here we broke back into this range. So I never took the trade. This is why I don't actually take trades or breakouts. I don't like taking breakouts. I like taking the retest. We've not had a retest yet. We broke back in again. So what am I looking for now? Maybe a pullback down to here, this level here, put another test into this 1270 level. That we say I will look into, but at the same time I've not taken it. I was bullish, I was waiting for the retest, never happened, so hey, I'm not in this trade no more. And in fact that is a lower high overall, and that's something you do need to consider there. If you are going to trade this long, that is a lower high. Okay guys, any questions, give us a shout. If not, happy trading, we'll speak to you soon. Take care.